Hi everybody and welcome to this tutorial and workshop on EDpuzzle. My name's Laura and I am an MAT student on the same course, but I couldn't be here today because I'm on my way to England. So thank you very much for coming. I'm going to talk to you about EDpuzzle. It's a really great tool for flipping the classroom. Have you ever assigned a video for your students to watch for homework and wondered whether they actually watched it and whether they learnt anything? Well, EDpuzzle is great because it tracks who watched the video, and you can also add on your own questions to make sure the students are learning as they go. You can even add on your own audio. And then, when they've all done the homework, you can see how many people got which question right and wrong, and you can check if they watched all the way to the end. So I'm going to walk you through how to make your own EDpuzzle video right now. What you do is you go to the webpage edpuzzle.com and you sign in as a teacher. So you can also download the app onto your iPad, and you can upload any of the videos you might find on the internet. And you can also use a video that's already been uploaded onto EDpuzzle. So I am going to use one on here about Mount St Helens and the eruption. And I'm going to search and will hopefully find a video that I've already looked for earlier today. And it's this one down here that doesn't have any cropping or questions already added. And I'm going to use that one, use this one, and then it's going to give us a range of options of what we want to do. This here, the scissors, mean crop. So you might want to get rid of any unnecessary introductions and out at the end. And then you might want to add your own audio over the top, which is an interesting concept because that means you'll be speaking instead of the normal narration. And then you might want to add an audio note, and that is when you say hello to the class or you insert something that you want to add, which is a nice way of personalising it, and the students know your voice, so they'll be happy to hear from you. And then this one here is great, it's the quizzes or questions. So we're going to work through doing that. And I know that the first 15 seconds of this video are something which we don't really need to watch. So I'm going to scroll this little red tab forward to the 15-second mark. And for the purpose of this exercise today at the workshop, we're going to scroll back to around 3.5 minutes. And in the actual class, I think I would get everybody to watch the whole thing. But I'm choosing to crop there, so I'm going to press save and it will crop. And then we can go on and decide what else we want to do. So, do we want to add an audio track? No, I don't think so, not this time. Do I want to add an audio note? I think I might add an audio note and say hello. So it turns yellow when you click on audio, and then you scroll down and you see the yellow microphone. So you click on the yellow microphone and it will ask me if I allow it to access the microphone on my computer, and I'll say yes, and then I'll start recording straight away. So here goes. Hi class, thanks for watching this video on Mount St Helens. Pay close attention because we're going to be making models of the explosion in class. Alright, so stopped it there and it's added the new note. And I'm going to save it, and it's going to upload it for me. And there we go. And when we start playing, oh, I don't think I wanted it there actually, did I? I wanted it at the beginning. Can I move this to the beginning? Yes, okay. Now it's at the very beginning. That makes more sense. And then we're going to add in some questions, and that's the green question mark here that says quizzes. And I'm going to listen to the video to see where we want to put this first question in, and I don't really need you guys to listen to that audio again. So let's start playing from here. I would advise you listen all the way through to your video to choose when would be good times for questions and make notes about that. But here we go.
When hundreds of years of built-up pressure blasts out of the earth, it completely changes the landscape. Here in the Cascade Range of the Pacific Northwest, many mountains are sleeping volcanoes.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there because I think it's important that our students know the name of the mountain range. So you click on the question mark here, down on the bar, and over on the right pops up your choice of question types. So first of all, you've got a short answer question, and then here you've got a multiple choice question, or you could have inserting your own comment. So a comment doesn't require an answer, but I'm going to do a multiple choice question, and I'm going to write the question here. What is the name of the mountain range? And then the green tick mark is the correct answer, so we write the Cascade Range. And then we go down and we write the incorrect answers here, the Rockies, and then you could add another one, and that might be the Alps, for example, and you can keep adding answers, but for this that will be fine, and I'll save it as that. And then you can continue watching and decide whether you want to add any more. But for this example, for this little tutorial, I'm going to press save and I'm going to finish. So when you press finish, it asks you if you want to allocate it to a certain class. So I created a class called Concordia, and you're actually going to get a chance to have a look at this from the student's point of view. And then you can add in whether you want your students to be able to skip through the video. It's actually great if you don't allow them to skip, because then they can't just guess at the questions. And you can add a due date. But for you guys, I'm going to allow you to skip just for this example, and I'm going to send it out. And when we send it out, we'll get this code, and so your class can be emailed this or given it in the classroom, and you will log in to your student account and enter this code, and you'll be able to take part in the homework activity. So I'm going to hand it over to my colleagues who are going to talk you through how to analyse the student participation data. Thanks for listening, everybody.